Right, we're joined now by Arsenal fan Scarlett Katz-Roberts and Liverpool supporter Sarah Luca. Good morning to both of you. Scarlett, is this the biggest ever night at the Emirates?
I sound like a football manager, but, isn't every night the biggest night in a title run? Villa felt absolutely huge last week, and we came over that hurdle, and this is the next one. What I'll say about this is I'm really excited, and I hope the atmosphere reflects that. I know that there's something planned pre-game, and yeah, I just hope this turns out to be one of those wins that you remember on the way to a title. But is this the biggest night ever? That feels like something I can only answer if we've lifted the title in May.
Well, Sarah...
Or it'll be a big night if they lose and then suddenly go off a cliff and, City and us catch up.
Good point. Oh, Sarah, you said if you could catch up, so...
I love the optimism.
You haven't given up on the title then. It sounds like you haven't given up on the title.
And until it's mathematically out of our reach, I cannot give up.
See, a positive fan there. Positive fan. We like that. Can you believe, though, Sarah? Let's say I said to you after 4 or 5 games this season, you're going to go into this game on the 8th of January, 14 points behind Arsenal. What would you have said?
You're mad. Like, seriously, when I can't remember a time when I've been this scared of Arsenal, like, ever. Like, I don't know what has happened to us. It's crazy. It's why I'm wearing my black shirt today. 1, Alisson can't let anything in. And 2, I'm in mourning still of kind of, how we look on the pitch. Not necessarily the results, because Slot has stopped the rot. But I just can't identify a lot of our players from last season. And that is what's really, really hurt us.
Scarlett, would you have believed that you'd be 14 points ahead of Liverpool?
No, and I think, Dara and I were chatting at the beginning of the season about how close we felt this title race was going to be. Yeah. Certainly, Lola, my Liverpool supporting twin, was very chirpy at that time of the season. She was talking about Liverpool putting their throat on the foot of putting their foot on the throat of the rest of the division. Sorry, but that's not how things panned out. And I think sometimes things break for you. They broke for Liverpool last season. Yeah. They've broken for Arsenal this season. Which, feels like finally. And I think we've also made our own luck. I still think we could have been having a very different conversation if Wirtz had hit the ground running, if Isak was fit and firing. Yeah. And they may yet turn out to be good. So, yes, I'm surprised there's a massive gap, but am I surprised that things can go wrong quickly in the Premier League? No.
No, this could be... Tonight's game could be a get-right game for Liverpool. They've had so much aggro, a lot of negativity about performances, too many top players, McAllister, Van Dijk, Konate, players who haven't played at that top form. They go to Arsenal tonight and almost upset, the odds and go and win. It's almost a get-right game for the season ahead. And it could set Liverpool up for not just this season, but for next season. And if we do put a wobble into you guys, I'd have to apologise, Scarlett, because I know how much this title means to you guys. But it's going to be a fascinating game. It could be the game of the season tonight.
But to me, it feels ridiculous that we would be speaking about this game in those terms, in terms of Liverpool winning being an upset. They're still Liverpool. Yeah. Like, this is the biggest, if not one of the biggest clubs in the country, in the world. So it's a massive game. And I don't think Arsenal fans should underestimate that at all.
No.
Sarah, you were trying to jump in there.
We all know that we're so frustrating, right? We know we can turn it on against the big boys, and we will probably tonight. And that is what is so frustrating as a Liverpool fan right now. If we win tonight, yes, we'll be incredibly happy, but we'll also be like, why the hell have they not been doing that all season? And we could see that happen tonight. Either a 1-0 or a 2. It would be good to do a 1-0 at Arsenal, wouldn't it? But a 2-1, and we might just do that, and we might fight to the death like we have done in previous games at the start of the season.
How much pressure is on Arne Slot, Sarah?
Oh, it's immense. I mean, if you look at the Finalysis ratings of managers, it's 1 point above Arne Slot's fan rating, battered. And Amarin's gone. I think if we are annihilated tonight, I hope that won't happen. Surely the club has got to think about a plan B.
Oh, really?
And I think that plan B might be Stevie Gerrard coming in an interim and then waiting for Alonso. And I hate saying that because then we'd be like Man United, trying to bring the Liverpool way back by bringing a legend back in. Now, I hope that doesn't happen. I am very much behind Slot, and I think he'll be great, a great manager and great, hopefully, at Liverpool. But if it's a 5-0 loss, surely the club has got to do something.
Dara, 5-0 loss, Slot out.
That's my concern tonight. And Sarah's absolutely right about the ratings and the way people are feeling about Slot. You read the stuff on their social media every time Liverpool have a draw or a loss. It's quite horrendous. You see people talking about a manager who's just won the Premier League title. So I do worry tonight that if Arsenal turn up and are as good as they can be, and we're just not at it, that they could batter us tonight. But I'm in that mind of it's either going to be a tight Liverpool win or a battering from Arsenal. I'm not sure the board at Liverpool are going to fire Arne Slot for that. I think they know we have issues, and there are bigger issues. There's still areas to address squad-wise in the next couple of windows. I think it's too early to be getting rid of a manager who's just won the Premier League, who's just finally getting his own players. And, yes, it's not pretty to watch. It's not sexy to watch the football, but he definitely needs time. I think we need some of the players back that are injured. There's been some of that going on. But I do worry tonight. Regarding Steven Gerrard and people like that, forget those conversations. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, if we have to go for any manager in the summer, we know who we're bringing back for his final soiree for the next few seasons. There's only one guy.
No. But I just can't believe the drop-off, not only on kind of points and performance, but also if it's true that Semenyo goes to City and that Gay goes to City, the fact that in the summer we were winning on any player we wanted, and then now we had talks with Semenyo in November, he would fit straight into the squad, especially with Mo Salah out, can work on left and right. If he goes to City, he might be a bench warmer more than
there's one word in football, Sarah, that you have to understand and the way it works. Now, I own a football club, and I'll tell you, momentum. You have momentum, you lose momentum. Yep. And it's vicious either way sometimes. And at the moment, in the summer, Liverpool had all the momentum. They started the season with momentum. You look at it now, there is no momentum. Everything is just awful, and we need to sack the manager, and the players are crap, and they're not as good as they were last year. You win 5 games in a row, Arsenal lose 2-3 games in a row. You ask Scarlett over there about the word momentum. Things change quickly in football, and nothing stays the same forever.
Okay.
Scarlett, let's hope that happens tonight.
Scarlett, are you concerned with Manchester City? Semenyo is going to happen today. They are linked with Mark Gahey as well. How much will they help Manchester City in terms of chipping into that lead that you've got?
Of course I'm concerned. The fan in me wants Pep Guardiola to hold his hands up after we hopefully win tomorrow and say, look, Arsenal deserve this title, here you go. But the fact is, City will never roll over. I mean, I don't know if anyone saw that quote that they put up at their training ground. Some fans tweet telling them that they never give in. But they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop trying. They're going to sign 2 peak age players who are in brilliant form, and they're going to go for it, and they're going to fight tooth and nail. I think the thing that gives me hope or makes me less nervous about them signing these players is that it smacks of desperation, which, I think is what it is. They're trying to right some wrongs. And maybe the gap by that point will be unassailable. I don't think that's the case. I think they're going to keep going. But of course I'm concerned about Gahey in particular, because I think their defence has struggled this season.
Do you need any signings this January to make sure that you definitely get over the line?
No, I think there are such things as too big a squads, even in the modern game. And I think it's tempting when you see teams like City who, have big financial muscles to flex. Arsenal have obviously spent big in the summer. I acknowledge that. But I think it can be tempting to feel that you then have to react. And I think a title-winning squad, which hopefully I'll know a lot about at the end of this season, is a finely balanced thing. And you need to keep people involved. Eze's sat 4 games out, hasn't played at all. We've got incredibly talented players like Ethan Nwaneri not getting into match day squads. So I think as tempting as it is to want to continue to add, you have to recognise that, there are individuals there that need to be kept involved, because I am sure there will be plenty of football to play and we're going to need them at some point.
Well, just before Christmas, Sarah, when we asked you, it was you, me and Dara sitting here, wasn't it? And we asked you what you wanted for Christmas. You said you'd been a good girl, and you said you pretty much wanted about 4 top quality players to come so far. Now, you've lost out on Semenyo. Are you still hopeful that you get a few in this month?
I've got to believe that we get Gay. Like, seriously. He literally did his photo shoot in a Liverpool shirt, did all his press, and then it was pulled at the final second. Like, surely, if he's a man of honour, speaking to him directly here, if he's a man of honour, he will come to Liverpool and he will make a huge difference to us. And, you know, I hope that's the case. And yes, I also want Rodgers and Wharton, but, you know, a girl can dream.
That was it, Rodgers and Wharton, they were the others. Dara, I know how much, I mean, you want Gay at Liverpool as well.
Yeah, I'd love Liverpool to make one last splash and sign a couple of players. I would have given anything for Semenyo and Gehe. That would have been just the tonic and the lift, probably Slot, that dressing room, and the fan base need at the moment. So I would be disappointed to leave this window. I know they do their business predominantly in the summer and it's not always January, but when you look at the deficiencies in the squad, I'm listening to Scarlett talk about players we'd love to have in our squad who weren't even getting games at Arsenal, and we're lacking in those areas. So we can rain on Slot and we can criticise and hammer him, give him a little bit more help in this window, which sounds mad after the money they've spent. But
OK, prediction for tonight, Scarlett, quick one.
2-0 Arsenal.
Sarah?
2-1 Liverpool.
Oh, either way, it is going to be a big game. Scarlett, Sarah, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We're looking forward to